So, is it a coincidence that we saw Shadow of the Earth Tree pretty much make its way into the nomination list for Game of the Year? And then on the back end of that, we hear news that Sony is actually in talks to acquire Kadokawa. Or, I guess right now, you can say there might be a coincidental scenario where their game is getting much more acclaim, but then the news just came on the back end of that. Now, this is a tinfoil. This is tinfoil territory. Okay, one of my audience members, pointed out to me and said, don't you think that this is too convenient a coincidence? And I was like, well, I was thinking the same thing, but I didn't want to go ahead and say anything, and then people will say, oh my gosh, she's engaging in tinfoil hattery in terms of what is being said here. But again, we know that Sony has a lot of media narrative control, and Jeff Keighley cannot easily beat the allegations of him being, favorable, I guess I'll put it that way, to PlayStation. But I don't really want to go into all that. I think the interesting part here is Kadokawa going to sell? Are they going to let themselves be acquired by PlayStation? And for what fee are they going to go ahead and do that? This is definitely something that, I'm sure a lot of people are thinking about in the industry. Now, for those of you who may be worried, I think, you're worried and your concerns, they have validity to them. PlayStation has not necessarily showcased being the best place for a lot of these studios that it's acquired. I mean, we've seen Bungie, we've seen Firewalk Studios, we've seen the other ones that they closed down this year. Now, this is not saying that the only ones that closed down these studios, but most PlayStation fans have already, expressed that they're not comfortable with PlayStation acquiring an independent studio that is giving them games that they want. I get it. I'd say if, you're not really a fan of this, maybe on the Xbox or PlayStation side, again, it's time for you to start considering positioning yourself as a gamer. You can go get yourself a gaming PC. And I understand, before you push back, just keep thinking about it, do some research, do your pros and cons list. And I think that's probably going to help you to make, to figure out exactly where it is you want to be. Some of you have already resolved it. You're going to get yourself both consoles. It's not going to be a problem for you. I understand. I get it. And I can see that this is something that, for a lot of people, they're thinking carefully about. Now, what is the strategic move here for the most part? From a business perspective, there's a side of our anime and manga distribution that a lot of people are concerned about. It's a big deal. For some, like for me, I don't watch anime. I don't read manga. I mean, it's not something that, in a sense, affects me. Even a lot of the From games, Elden Ring is the only one that I like. I went back to play Dark Souls 3, played it for a little bit. I enjoyed it. But again, the popularity of those games they pretty much have hinged on the fact that Elden Ring was a reality. So that really gave From Software a boost. So you can tell that they're going to be making another Elden Ring, maybe a Bloodborne remake or whatever, if this, goes on with Sony and such. But at the end of the day, Sony is trying to stay strategic as well in areas that it's already like, very influential and, has a lot of stake in, which is its entertainment business. It understands how to play a perception game. This is a thing that many PlayStation players, haven't paid attention to. And, when you say it, everybody will be like, no, it's because Xbox sucks. Somebody said this in the comment section. They said, Sony, that is an entertainment company that publishes movies, that understands perception more than anybody else, would not know how to control, its own PR and its own narrative around it. It understands how to do that. You think Concord being shut down and Firewalk Studio being shut down, you think that was not, a strategic move to control the narrative? They basically took it out of their own, coffers so that everybody could just, in some sense, forget about it, try to bury it down a memory hole. I mean, Xbox did the same thing with Arcane Austin, and, even with Tango Gameworks, they got revived by another studio. But at the end of the day, these companies play these games, and that's exactly what it is that they're trying to achieve. They're trying to achieve a PR side in terms of making their companies look a certain way or making their companies be perceived a certain way. So these are some of the aspects that people are asking in this conversation. Now, the other question is, what is the fee? Is PlayStation in a position to be able to afford this kind of a merger? I think they are. I think, again, like I said, when you take your tinfoil hat and put it on and see that, Shadow of the Earth Tree made its way into the Game Awards, I think this was probably a play for valuation of some sort. Maybe PlayStation is looking for a way to basically convince its investors that the juice will be worth the squeeze, and then say, do you even see their DLC is making it into Game of the Year? Something like, I mean, this is just nonsense that I'm saying. But again, like I said, it's way too convenient, right? It could also be Kadokawa. They, kind of got themselves in there to say, look, you want to give us this amount of money? Look, our DLC is making it into Game of the Year awards. You might want to, go back and get some more money when you're making this deal. But there's just no world where I think that this is a coincidence. Again, like I said, keep your tinfoil hats on. These are hypotheses. I'm not confirming, nor am I saying that this is a reality, but I'm just saying that it just had way too much of a convenience with it in regard to that. And this is why, again, for those who made, a big stink about the Game Awards and all of the above, there are things that are happening in the background that you don't know. This is why nobody even trusts the Game Awards, nor takes it seriously. At the end of the day, as the gamer, you're focused on games. You're focused on exactly what the companies are bringing your way. And, you get to choose exactly what's going on. So the whole, acquisition thing, if you ask me, I think it's going to go through. And I guess the next question we're going to be asking is PlayStation going to go exclusive, with those kinds of games? But again, the data suggests that they would probably still keep them on PC, but you can tell that they're more than likely going to block them from going to Xbox. If they take them to Xbox, it'll be a miracle, or it'll be like, they look at the books and they're like, man, we need the money or whatever it is to be able to recoup our costs or whatever. I don't know. But at the end of the day, those people who enjoy From Software games, they're going to be on PC, which is basically the best place to play them, where modding is available and all kinds of fun stuff are, there's capability for all that stuff on the PC platform. And, with the whole PC requirement, they're going to mod that crap out. A lot of people are going to do what they want to do. And that's the thing about PC. They're going to basically, blaze past the rules or whatnot, and PlayStation can do whatever the heck they want. But a lot of From Software stuff is a very different setup, and it's a very different niche community. It's its own thing. So people are going to be paying attention as to exactly what it is that they can do, as exactly what it is they can actually, leverage in that regard. Keep in mind that while all this is going on and everyone is talking, that PlayStation is about to put itself in a very interesting place because, again, if you guys pay attention, Starfield has reached 15 million players. Now, this is probably not something that a lot of people would have been expecting, but the 15 million players, I'm sure, has converted a lot for this game. And so those who are thinking if Xbox is going to continue taking its games to PlayStation and PlayStation is going to block its games, you have to understand that when they say case-by-case basis, it's a matter of convenience and profit. And I've said that it's not likely that, even though I will tell you, maybe they should take Starfield to PlayStation and make more money there, but I don't think the likelihood of them doing that actually makes any sense right now because the game is appealing to its audience. It's reached more players. After all the talk and after all the noise, we hate the game sucks. People like these kinds of games. Believe you me, people will play these games over and over again. And Bethesda has Elder Scrolls in its coffers. And I think this play is because they might want to hedge themselves in the PlayStation side and not, be left hanging when Elder Scrolls 6 is coming out. So the gaming industry is shifting as a whole, and you, the gamer, you will be the best benefactor of everything. Believe you me, if you decide you don't want to go on a PlayStation, you get a PC, and they want to bring their games later down to PC, you're going to get it on a sale and a deal, and you're going to buy it at bottom dollar. But I don't think they're going to be that reckless. Who knows? From Software games. But at the end of the day, you just have to watch and see because there are many parameters and many factors that are going in place. But if you ask me my humble opinion, I strongly believe that, they're going to do this acquisition. And it's going to be fast. It's going to be like lightning speed, very quick. You're going to see it. Just one day the news comes out. Kadokawa's like, yeah, we got a letter. I think the negotiations are already going on. And, everyone is taking a good look. And I think Kadokawa wants to sell. That's what it looks like. If they don't sell, then you'll have to be some real extenuating circumstances that actually stops the sale from going through. So, we're going to keep an eye on what's going on. Thanks for watching the video. Appreciate you guys' time and audience. Hopefully we can talk pretty soon. Hit me up in the comment section. And no, I did not get kidnapped like one of my audience members said. And no, I'm not, pushing for exclusivity. No, I just know that exclusivity is not going to be profitable for Sony. So I can just rest myself assured that, hey, at the end of the day, they're going to bring the games to, another platform. We already see it. So it's not something that we have to actually be questioning anymore. It's something that we know that they're going to need to do. Because again, remember, Call of Duty is being played across the board by a lot of the PlayStation fans. That's what they're playing. They're not going to say, oh no, new Souls game, let's drop the controller and go play it. No, they're going to keep playing. Epic Games is Fortnite, which is free, Call of Duty. So they still have to push through a lot of those things if they want to do exclusivity, which their audience is not really interested in a large part. You know what I mean? So another platform or two other platforms would probably be more appropriate for them. Peace out.